Good afternoon. My name is Tumi Tladi. Today is Tuesday, the 20th of July 2021. Time is 27 minutes after 5 p.m. And I'm going to make another video with regards to a series that I'm still busy with of a version control. So let's go to the desktop. Let's open our notepad document or text document. So currently we have 5 videos and we did 5 episodes. Today we're going to do the 6th one, which is public versus private repositories. So we're going to learn about public versus private repositories. As usual, let's take a look at something in Visual Studio regarding identical docs. Because if you watch the first video, the overview where I explain the sole intent of this YouTube channel, I explained that I'll be doing a deep dive into how I built this entire system, and so far I'm doing a pretty good job. So I just want to take a break from the actual stuff to talk about what helped me, kept on coming back to writing code, which is version control. And I also have big aspirations with regarding to contributing into a community, in public projects, or public repositories. But before we get there, so currently we're going to do branches at the later stage. And it's something that's on the list, branches. It's coming soon. Currently I'm on web. This is the official branch, so I have some changes. But I want to show the changes. There's something that happened. So there are 5 outgoing changes. So something happened. I believe that I made a mistake or I forgot. One of the two. It's either I made a mistake or I forgot something. I don't know. Okay. While this is loading, trust me, it's loading. Please, if this content on this YouTube channel, if the material on this content is great, each and every video that you find helpful, meaningful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave any comment you might be having. Tell your fellow developers, anybody who's in IT space. Most importantly, please subscribe and then click the notification bell to receive more notification, to be notified of more videos that I drop daily. Okay, so this is what I want to show. This we call a tree. It's a branch tree. This thing, I believe this is the one. Show local branches. Show first parent only. No, but this is a tree. It's also on Azure DevOps. While we are there, let's quickly launch both the GitHub and Azure DevOps in the meantime. But I'm going to talk about this. So, if you look at this commit, was from the 14th, this one, right? And this is from .NET Core Web API. And then this one was from yesterday. And then usually before I go to MVC, I start with the web. Usually that's how I do it first. I do something in web branch before I go to core_MVC branch. But for some reason, when I switched to core MVC branch from master, I could not find the changes that I made on web. So it seems like I did not push them to master, or I did not mesh them to master, and then so that they can be pushed to the cloud for some reason. Because that's the thing, I need to trace, do we have these 2 commits on the remote repository? So let's take a look at identical docs, this side. Now they want me to confirm. I don't need to confirm. Everything is good. Yes, no, everything is good. Okay, so I don't know if I'm explaining this incorrectly. This is dangerous because ultimately it merged something from master into web. But that's not how I do it. I do it the right way. You see this tree, it's a healthy tree. I don't know if it's called a branch tree, but I remember hearing this guy saying it's a branch tree. Yeah, but as soon as it does something like this, it's problematic. As soon as it does something like this, it's problematic. Okay, because we need to explain this commit, what it does, what's happening here. Okay, so let's go to commit and let's see if we do have those changes. There we go. So do you see we have MVC only? There we go. They were not pushed. They were not pushed. This is hard evidence. They were not pushed, and this is exactly how I know how I do it in the right way. Because what's about to arrive to the cloud, it's not gonna be pretty. So with that being said, just know that you're warned by do not do this. But we'll talk more as soon as I get to mention the branches, especially the master branch. The topic is master branch and merge the changes, sorry. So yeah, just know that it's not gonna be nice and pretty and everything. You see it says that no changes in here. That's a problem, but it created a commit, an extra additional commit. We'll probably visit this specific commit. We'll take a look at it as soon as we touch on the conflicts or mesh changes or master branch. But for now, it's fine. Let's just go to master, because master is weak. It doesn't have a 5 commit, obviously. So we're about to take some from web branch into master branch by means of merging them. And by the way, while we're still doing this is me doing it the way I understand it. I'm not hired by GitHub or by any other companies behind these tools, services, or even behind Git itself, or the guy who created Git. No, this is how I understand it. This is how I know I made mistakes. This is how I never want to repeat the same mistakes I made, because you get to lose important work. As much as without having version control on any of your project might seem like an ideal thing to begin, also having a version control without being disciplined, it might be costly. But it's fine. So we do have a 3 outgoing commits. So let's go and say now web, merge that into master branch. So in total it should be 5, but I want to push and I want to show you that the same issues that I have locally are the same issues I'm going to have remotely, and how this is dangerous when it comes to collaborating with other people. If you want to make these kind of mistakes that are going to be costly to other developers, and this is not a good thing, it's not a nice thing, right? So this is a little bit of a warning, but we'll explore this as soon as we get there. Okay, let this guy load in the meantime. So what are we doing? We are asking a question about Git repositories. So what are Git repositories? There we go. Git repositories. So we need to first understand what does Google say, or DuckDuckGo say, or what does the internet say about Git repositories. So we're gonna need this guy. What is Git repository? I need that one. Okay. I'm not gonna do something that you can do. We're just gonna read the high level overview of what they say Git repository is. Let me start with this one. Okay. Git is an open source software used for tracking project changes and versions across different teams. Git saves different versions of projects in a folder known as a Git repository. This is the most basic, clear, and clean explanation. Git saves different versions of projects in a folder known as a Git repository. There we go. A Git repository tracks and saves the history of all changes made to the files in a Git project. It saves this data in a directory called .git, also known as the repository folder. And yeah, we're not gonna get into the types. Yeah, that's it. What does Git itself say? Nah, this one is useless. Cool. Let's go back to Visual Studio. We're supposed to have finished in here. So this is what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be creating 2 projects or Git projects in both platforms, or in both platforms. When I say platforms, from here on I do mean GitHub and Azure DevOps. So we're going to create them. We're not going to do anything else, and I'll explain why. But we're going to create a public one and a private one, and we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about the tips of the dangers associated with either private or public, but we're gonna need them as time goes by. So we do have 5 outgoing changes. Let's push them. Cool. In the meantime, let's go now to this guy. Okay, in here I'm gonna start creating a new repository. See, a new repository. There we go. I'm on GitHub. I'm gonna give it YouTube underscore public. There we go. YouTube underscore public. We also need to do the same thing. I want this thing under my account, Tumi Tladi, not identical docs. The projects in this organization are for serious stuff. Okay, here I can play around, right? I do have 2 more organizations. Okay, that's fine. New project. There we go. And then this is gonna be public. By creating this project, you agree to Azure DevOps Code of Conduct. In here, it's not in. You see the difference? Okay, advanced. So I use Git, basic, and then let's hit create this site. And then GitHub, we want to give it description. It's gonna be public, yes. And then that's it. Now, the most important thing is this. Anyone on the internet can see this repository. You choose who can commit. That's it. So let's go ahead and create this one. Create a repository. Now the next one is gonna be YouTube underscore private. Come on. So let me go back to create a new project. This one also, let's hit a new one. We'll talk about everything else later on. And let's see. This one's gonna be private. Yes, I know it exists. Private. There we go. It's gonna be private. You choose who can see and commit to this repository. Okay. And then let's go ahead and create it. This side, create another one. There we go. This one's a private one by default. Yes. Advanced, it's Git, and basic. There we go. Cool. The last thing we need to do from here is push the same changes to Azure DevOps. Okay, so we are almost done. Well, GitHub is very quick. So we are done. We do have these 2 repositories. That's it. So we know what a repository is, right? Because we're going to be working with them at later stage. Now check something. This one, it's already in a public platform, like it's but if we go repositories, it's easy to see which one is public, which one is not public. So give it a second. See, this one is not marked as private, but this one, it is marked as private. There we go. That's the difference. This side, well, is there a way to know exactly which one it's marked as? Well, you can see it's private. There we go. as opposed to the other one. So we know what a Git repository is. We have created two repositories. One is private, one is public. Okay, so unfortunately this side there's no way to see which one is private, which one is public. Unfortunately, I don't know why Azure DevOps is not flexible as GitHub it is, at least with a tag that this one is private. So that's it. Now you know, because then I want you to understand why I ended up having this identical docs repository, and also why currently I'm having this C versus C. It's my new system repository. You see, I updated 5 hours ago. This one I just updated right now. Why is it not saying that we just updated now? Why is it lying? Ooh. It's lying. This is interesting because it's lying. Okay, so we are done. But let's quickly go back to identical docs. We need to look at something. Because I did make some changes. So where are those changes? It still says yesterday. And there are changes that came in today. I don't like where this is going. But this is good because this is part of version control. So you can see live stuff that don't make sense. Didn't I push 5? Successfully pushed master to Azure DevOps, but I still have 5 outgoing. What is happening here? If we look at the output, didn't I push this to, let's switch the output from this to source control? Wait. First, let's verify with Azure DevOps because it tells me, but it still says yesterday. What is happening? But I just made some changes now. You see, there's something that came in today now. Here it is. And I did today. So why is it not showing today? Also, let's look at the comments. Why does it show? Okay, this is very strange. Let's push to GitHub. By default, it's set up to GitHub. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, but the good news is it did arrive. Here it is, where I removed something. Actually, I did 2 things. But this is the tree I was talking about. We'll talk about this tree, how problematic this tree is. Because something's not right to this tree. Whatever this thing is. Hide commit graph. Oh, it's called commit graph. Currently showing commits in topological order. Oh, yes. Commit graph. Now I know. So unfortunately, we don't have those commits. I don't know why. But now they moved to master, which is fantastic. And then if we refresh, there we go. Okay, so they did arrive. So unfortunately, GitHub, it's not that flexible to show the graph, like the comment graph, you know. It doesn't show the problems that I already foresee, like Azure DevOps is able to show me. But with that being said, I hope this video was informative because we're still going to cover these things. But today was all about the Git repository to understand repositories. I think the last thing I can do is to show something with regards to identical docs. So let's do something. Let me go to this project and show the actual repository because they did mention a folder called .git. And it's a very sensitive folder. You should not do anything to that folder. Let's give it a second. Right, so open folder in File Explorer. And then let's go. In fact, I don't think we are done. We need to do something else. But wait, so this is the entire project, right? If you get inside, this is the folder. Do not, you can delete this one, I don't care. Do not tamper with this folder. Please do not. Now, if you want to know where this folder is, you can just go to View tabs and then just make sure that hidden items is checked, because by default it's not gonna be checked. See, you don't get to see those two folders. But if you check it, because I leave it checked so I can see some fun weird stuff on my computer. So do not tamper, do not go inside, do not do anything to this. Please do not, you will lose everything. Do not do anything here. It's a warning. Good. So unfortunately, no, but I think we can cover this. Let's look at the milestone. I'm tempted to do something. We should talk about git clone. Do we have clone? Why don't we have clone? Because yes, we created this. We should talk about clone. No, we should add clone here. It should be number 7. Git clone. I think it's a big topic, so that we can pull these repositories from the cloud here. We can also create a project and then, you know, probably push it up. But how do you sync these repositories between local and then remote environment? So yes, we need to do that. So let me update this guy to be 8, 9, 10, 11. Like I said, this list is going to continue to change and grow as we add more stuff, as things are going to make sense. So for now, let's mark this guy as done, and we are literally done. There we go. Cool. With that being said, thank you. Stay tuned for more videos that are coming in hot and very fast. The content is good. You should subscribe. All right. With that being said, thank you. Bye.